Thanks, everybody. Good to be here. I think the introduction is kind of dated in our time because I'm not, since 3 years, I'm not necessarily focusing on data strategies with organizations. I'm focusing on ecosystem build and the influence of ecosystem on enterprise AI, and also now recently came to light last year to the public, ChatGPT. Before going into my presentation, I want to start with some questions to you guys. Who of you knows NVIDIA? Okay, so the ones who know NVIDIA, what does the following 3 figures has to do with the 3 countries, China, US, and Germany? $1 billion, 10,000 GPUs, and 100 GPUs. Who can answer that? Oh, there are not so many NVIDIA specialists here. That's good. So good for me, because then nobody can challenge me. So $1 billion is the investment of ByteDance into NVIDIA GPUs to accelerate LLMs. 10,000 GPUs is by Twitter and Musk and companies been founded in the US to use infrastructure to accelerate their generative AI journey. 100 GPUs is on average the consumption in Germany of applying generative AI to the industry. So 1 billion investment, 10,000 GPUs, 100 GPUs in Germany. So we can talk about ChatGPT and all the great use cases and whatsoever, but I think there is a race out there which I want to make you aware of and try to get you sensible for. This is, quote, Chris Bow's slide, which I'm always using in my presentation because it gives you kind of a magnitude of the speed of innovation. It's talking about GPUs is speed. Talking about innovation, it's speed. This slide shows you over the last, 200 years, how innovation and technology accelerated. When it took 38 years for the telephone to get a market penetration of 25%, the telephone or the PC as such took 8 years, iPhone 8 months, ChatGPT 2 months. So I don't think that we will see a decrease in speed. We don't see a decrease in speed, we see even an increase in speed. So what are we doing? I guess the former principles which are out there since Stone Age, research is inventing, industry is making it mass population, and the society is consuming, the government has enough time to regulate, is over. Industrial Revolution, fine, everything worked well. There was fax, telephone, dust coming up out of the hills, and everybody was clear what to do. With the platform economy over the last 20 years, that changed a bit. Industry got completely distressed in terms of hotel business, taxi business, through platform economy, and still our regulators have issues controlling that. Now think about generative AI. This is even now more distracted. So we need ecosystems, and ecosystems are already on the horizon. And I started, and it's not mutual exclusive, but I started trying to kind of categorize them into 3 areas: technology ecosystems. Sorry, Ragnar, I forgot AI.HAMBURG, because that's also one of the things. It's somewhat my fault, but they are focusing on getting all of the signals together, speed up the first mile of adoption, which is obviously extremely important, because if we don't see it, we don't feel it, we don't do it. So we need to make sure we see something, and we need to see it fast. There is transfer and research, even though there are a lot of complaints against Fraunhofer and Helmholtz because maybe they are too slow. What was the output over the last 10, 15 years? But I think they are here and they're important to transfer university research results into the industry. And then we have the industry as such coming up with industry domain-specific ecosystems. And that's cool, that's important, but they are still thinking in industrial revolution and platform economy. What about the ecosystem play coming on? So, long story short, this is, I think, what the challenges are and how we want to solve that. It's innovation cycles, it's the talent pool, because to be honest, there are, I think, 80 million German LLM specialists out there, at least if you talk to them, but I think it's only a handful worldwide who really understand that technology. And I think that's also a matter of fact, which we need to be aware of. And there is a war of talent. And we can fight for the war of talent, or we can make sure we somehow find synergies in how to utilize that and build some kind of neutral matchmaking spaces to do this. And obviously, infrastructure investment. Infrastructure, from my perspective, is the most important game we should look at in the next couple of months and years, because if you don't have the infrastructure and you don't have the tool chains to use that infrastructure, sorry, my name, you are fucked. As crystal clear as it is. So together with a couple of companies, I think there are 100 companies, let me not just provoke and also see the picture negative, also what things we are doing at the moment in KI Park. So at the moment, there are 100 organizations together with Volkswagen, Aerospace Center in Hamburg. It's Hamburg only. We have InstaDeep, just recently bought by or acquired by BioNTech. We have other organizations that exactly follow that framework. It's a neutral matchmaking space where we're trying to overcome the first mile. So we have in a community, we have test field, we have infrastructure. Next to NVIDIA, we have HP, we have Cloudera, we have other companies helping us to power up the ideas from organizations, from startups and universities in order to get going on large language models. An example, how many time do I have? Because I feel stressed. Maybe I not need to be stressed. Okay, they don't.
Yeah, I said about 7 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, then I also have time for questions. So this is an example where we, together with Scheffler and a couple of other relevant players, we assessed the time and a kind of a blueprint, how long it takes to transfer a physical factory into a digital industrial metaverse. It only took us 2 weeks with the right technology, with the right people, and we did this on an open source infrastructure. And now this factory, we just presented at Hannover Fair, I think a couple of weeks ago. And this is kind of a blueprint now where we can roll out. So this testing, seeing the board understands how to do this, I think is an important factor which we need to consider. Showing is believing, and showing is also doing. Summarizing it, enterprises have use cases, have the people, and have assets. That's somehow considering also my IP, it's my thinking, it's my company, I need to protect everything. You need to somehow think about transferring some of that, maybe together with other partners and peers, into an ecosystem, overcome challenges about innovation cycle, war of talents, and infrastructure, and collaboratively work together. As OpenAI started doing it, also open before Microsoft just bought quite a big bunch of their company. But this is the way forward. We're seeing it in Silicon Valley. Obviously, there's also stuff going on in China. How do we do it in Germany and Europe? I think it's a change of mindset, working open source, open-minded, without thinking about mine. But we need to do this. The ecosystem as such can give you back a lot in terms of domain knowledge from our experts in that ecosystem, solutions they may be already developed, especially now in the area of generative AI. I think, how is that, the count? Maybe another poll, but how many startups been just popping up every week through generative AI and specific solution they're tailoring for some specific challenges? There's massively acceleration in that space, and they can help you with solving some of our issues. And again, coming back, think about infrastructure, an infrastructure tool chain to power up the enterprise. The thing is, you are not too late, because I cannot give you the answer on how this perfect infrastructure and tool chain would look like. But we need to think about, we need to work with, and I think if we do this jointly and collaboratively together, I think we can succeed. And I'm done. Thank you.
Very good.